If someone had told me a few years back that I would eventually be stepping out of my comfort zone, make money from selling art that I made with my own hands, made new friends, and even start a YouTube channel helping people, I wouldn't have believed it. Deep down, I've always been an introvert, and that hasn't really changed. I used to be so painfully shy that even making a new friend felt like a huge challenge, whether at social gatherings or back in school days. What many found easy and natural, I struggled with a lot. Once I managed to overcome that fear, I found myself addicted to the process of pushing beyond my comfort zone. The confidence boost I experienced was incredible. We often hear how crucial it is to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones, that our dream lives lie just beyond those boundaries. I wholeheartedly agree. Today, I'm going to break down how exactly you're going to do it. Here, we focus on embracing temporary discomfort to become more disciplined, confident, and ultimately, the best versions of ourselves. In this video, we'll explore the dangers of staying too comfortable. This part is all about motivation, and I guarantee you'll be excited to absorb the insights I will be sharing. Next, we'll delve into why discomfort is so crucial and why actively seeking it out is essential. Finally, we'll wrap up with practical steps you can take to keep yourself accountable as you step out of your comfort zone. Let's dive into the first session by exploring the real dangers of staying in your comfort zone. One of the biggest issues is that when you stay in a familiar, safe space, you lose touch with what is truly beneficial or harmful for you. This habit becomes addictive because your brain constantly seeks security and avoids discomfort. Anything that challenges you or brings unease can trigger a fight or flight response, even if that challenge is good for your growth. This addiction to comfort limits your ability to recognize opportunities that can actually help you develop. Ironically, it's the things that cause fear or uneasiness, things that push you out of your comfort zone, that usually contribute the most to your growth. When your primary focus becomes comfort, your perception of what is right or wrong for your development becomes clouded. Your brain craves safety because that is all it knows. Another problem with sticking to your comfort zone is stagnation. Comfort zone limits your growth. When you're not challenged, you miss opportunities for learning and personal development. It's easy to blame external factors like school or work or family obligations for not chasing new goals. But in reality, the discomfort you actively seek out, the challenges you willingly take on, are the ones that shapes you. The act of setting goals isn't enough if you allow your comfort zone to remain in control. Another significant risk of staying in your comfort zone is losing touch with who you really are. Self-discovery requires stepping into unfamiliar territory. If you always play it safe, you miss out on learning what you truly like or dislike and what you are capable of handling. Constantly living in a state of ease makes it harder to know how you react in unfamiliar situations. Like in relationships, true understanding comes when you see someone or yourself in different scenarios. When everything stays the same, your environment, your routine, your habits, then you are never tested, neither is your character. The more you challenge yourself, the more you discover about who you really are. And that understanding leads to deeper personal growth. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it becomes to break free. Over time, this comfort can trap you, making it even more difficult to pursue your goals. You may have made resolutions or set goals for yourself, but the longer you delay taking actions, the greater the barrier becomes. Each day spent in comfort makes it harder to break free the next day, and the cycle continues. When comfort zone becomes more than just a place of ease, it becomes a self-imposed prison. Every day you avoid challenges, you're making it harder to escape because that comfort becomes more addictive with time. Lastly, staying in your comfort zone robs you of valuable knowledge and life lessons. Comfort zone is familiar and predictable. where you already know how things will turn out. It's a safe space, but stepping into the unknown, facing situations where you're unsure of the outcome, is what sparks real learning. Your brain may try to convince you that the unknown is dangerous, but in truth, it is where you will gain wisdom. Let's dive into the second section, discipline and discomfort, which is supported by science. Now that you're motivated and have your reasons to start this journey, let's explore why it is effective. Stepping out of your comfort zone isn't just a catchy phrase. There's actual evidence behind its importance for your growth. Back in 1900s, two psychologists introduced the concept of optimal anxiety, which plays a crucial role in personal development. This idea suggests that to grow, you need to face just the right amount of stress, enough to push you to adapt and change, but not so much that it overwhelms you. It's about finding that balance where you are challenged but you're not burnt out. This sweet spot, where you feel a bit anxious and unsure, is where real growth happens, allowing you to become someone you never thought you could be. This connects with the role of the prefrontal cortex in your brain, which is responsible for self-control and other vital functions. By consistently challenging yourself, you can strengthen this part of your brain. The key to building discipline is staying uncomfortable, doing what you've committed to even when it's tough. For example, if you decide to hit the gym on a chilly morning, sticking to that plan despite the discomfort strengthens your brain and helps establish a habit. Over time, you start choosing logic over emotion, discipline over comfort. When you make a habit of stepping outside of your comfort zone, you improve brain health and neuroplasticity. Intentionally pushing your boundaries can reshape your brain, making it more adaptable and healthier. On the other hand, staying in your comfort zone can lead to stagnation, where your brain isn't challenged to learn or grow. Therefore, discipline is about controlling your actions, feelings, and thoughts to reach long-term goals. It means sticking to a plan, even when it's hard or you'd rather do something else. This control comes from a part of your brain that helps with making decisions and staying focused. Discomfort is the feeling of unease or stress, whether physical or emotional. It can make you uncomfortable or anxious, but it also triggers your body to respond to challenges. While too much discomfort can be harmful, a little bit of it can actually help you grow stronger and more resilient as your body adapts and improves over time. Finally, the third section, where we explore the new habits and practical steps you can take to moving out of your comfort zone. The first thing to do is to ask yourself, what would my future self do? Every day, think about how the best version of you will act, the successful, growth-oriented version of yourself. How will she handle situations? What choices will she make in her daily life? This mindset helps your brain to start focusing on how to reach that version of yourself now. When you regularly imagine your future self succeeding, your brain doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. The more you visualize this, the more your brain will want to bring that vision to life. It begins to ask, what habits and actions do I need to adopt today to become that person? Once you start identifying these habits, it's time to put them into practice and challenge yourself to begin acting like that future version of you. How can you reach that goal if you don't start behaving like her now? The future version of you is only possible because you decided to change your actions, face discomfort, and grow into her. It could be as simple as speaking to someone new or showing up in an event on your own. Reflect regularly. Make it a habit of yours to reflect regularly. This will help you identify the areas where you are still holding back and adjust your approach. Reflections also allows you to celebrate your success, no matter how small, which can keep you motivated. Another habit to adopt is to deliberately seek out situations where you might face rejection or failure. Rejection triggers our fear response, making us feel uneasy and often holding us back from taking risks. By intentionally putting yourself into this situation, you teach yourself that rejection isn't the end of the world. Over time, you become desensitized from the fear, and what was felt scary will become manageable because you've been through it before. Finally, embracing the idea of reverse indicator. This means that deliberately doing the opposite of your usual actions, forcing yourself to try new approaches. It doesn't have to be drastic. Maybe it's as simple as taking a different route home, even if it feels uncomfortable. Or perhaps attending a social gathering where you don't know anyone. You might even experiment with dressing differently, stepping out in a way that challenges your usual comfort zone. These small changes pushes your boundaries and help you grow. Everyday habits tends to keep us within our comfort zone, which is why they're so easy to stick to. Unless you're already a pro in challenging yourself daily, there is always room to push a little further. How can you test yourself to become even more disciplined and unstoppable? Answer that in the comments below. And that is a wrap for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye.